As we know, when it comes to those that are of the left persuasion, so everyone inside the Canberra bubble, we except a bare few, and certainly those that guard the bubble, like, of course, much of the media, there is one name that over and over again the Labor Party thinks will somehow naturally get Australians to forget the past 3 bad years of this government.
Peter Dutton.
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 Peter Dutton. Peter Dutton.
Now, we've said this multiple and many times that they're advertising, despite the fact that it has all got worse under this government, are trying to pretend it'll get worse under the next one. Black and white music, a scary voiceover, and the black and white photo. You know how they play. Well, of course, the Praetorian Guard of the Prime Minister and those who believe that they know more than any voter in Australia, with a few exceptions. And again, I apologise to my friends when I use the broad brush, but alas, I must. And that is, of course, much of the Canberra Press Gallery. We know that they are more than happy to run the lie over and over again that it's Peter Dutton, Peter Dutton, Peter Dutton, nothing else. Which is why the Prime Minister, just after losing the voice vote, set up the Dirt Unit to find bad news about Peter Dutton or his government to dispense to many people in the press gallery. Not planning a trip there anytime soon. And of course, one of the high priestesses of this collection of reporters is nasty Niki Savva, writing now in the Channel 9 newspapers, but previously, well, being a self-admitted liar about her own behaviour when she was in the press gallery. But now, of course, she's all above it, and because her CV's got Liberal in it somewhere, she's, of course, feted everywhere as an honest broker. Now, she, of course, has decided to write today in the newspaper. Well, she firstly decided that immigration, of course, any discussion around it, well, of course, it's all racist, isn't it? Despite the fact that the 1.3 million people being added to the rental lines, hospital queues, that's why we talk about immigration. It's not about where people are from, what they believe, what they look like. It's about the sheer number of people being added to the existing problems in the country. But I digress. What was today's offerings from nasty Niki Savva? Well, it was Trump's re-election has enabled Dutton the chance to play the role of a lifetime. Because, of course, Peter Dutton is Donald Trump, and Australia wouldn't want a Donald Trump, so therefore you don't want Peter Dutton. The opposition leader probably couldn't believe his luck when Donald Trump was re-elected. He gushed about how happy he was about it, no doubt relishing playing his role of a lifetime as Little Sir Echo. Oh, the big brain that comes up with this stuff. He might live to regret that, though. Trump made it profitable for leaders to smear and sneer at experts, including scientists, electoral commissioners, all those holy figures amongst us, intelligence chiefs, economics, the courts, but not political reporters. Dutton's brutish strategy, she goes on to say, which crosses the line into inciting community tensions. Oh yeah, it's Dutton who's the one driving around in the middle of the night writing F the, or setting a fire here or there. Or what was that thing that Lefty Laura Tingle said? Oh, the people will be turning on foreign-looking people at auctions. Oh yeah, all Peter Dutton apparently. And it has brought the coalition back from the brink. However, senior Liberals note, which is code for I'm talking to people inside who also don't like what that brutish future Trump is trying to do, that it is okay, that it's not as well placed this time of the electoral cycle as other oppositions. The polls aren't even good enough, you see. If the Reserve Bank, and of course she's now one of these people who says that despite the 12 interest rate rises that have gone on for how long, that if somehow it ticks back by 1 or 2, Australia will be jumping in the air. They've had to pay $14,000, $14,000 extra on a home loan of $500,000. $28,000 if it's $1 million, do your sums, add 14 every $500,000. I don't know. But if the Reserve Bank cuts its interest rates twice and Albo calls an election for May, maybe treating The voters' mugs, as badly as they have in the past, will result in a bad outcome for Dutton into the future. You want to talk about treating voters as mugs? The central advertising campaign of the Labor Party is it will be worse under Albanese. They are literally running the same play against the Libs as the Libs ran against Labor. But of course, it was true 3 years ago. Take your pick. 3 million people, this close to homelessness. 3 and a bit million people who by this time in the week will have run out of food for their family. Even the ABC showed today that in many and most suburban marginal seats, the financial stress is close to 90%. Oh, but Peter Dutton's going to sound like Trump. Even though, as you will have seen, many people who are, yes, as all in on Trump as I am, but the people who say that Dutton ain't Trump enough. This is not a Goldilocks election where you can be a little too Trump, a little not Trump enough, a little just right Trump. It's not about that. It's about holding a government to account that promised to do better, but everything got worse. But don't you love how they spin things in the media? Oh, to be as important as those people.